Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck. Alright, it's a cold and rainy day today, so not really a good day to go out and do anything. So I think I'm going to do another recipe today. We're going to do another episode of Bytes and Nibbles with Breck. Now, as you know, I've been trying to do a lot of things with my new Instant Pot lately, and I'd really like to do that today, but I got one little problem. I'm unfortunately preparing food faster than I can eat it. So I've still got chili, I've still got mac and cheese in the fridge, and I don't want to just keep making more and more things because I don't want food going to waste. But what I did find is I got a recipe from our friend Diane to make what looks like some pretty good banana muffins. And since that's, a better meal for breakfast than maybe for dinner, and I'm not eating a lot of mac and cheese and a lot of chili for breakfast, at least I figure, okay, well, we'll make some banana muffins and, then I can eat those and eat the chili and mac and cheese for dinner. So anyway, let's get going on that. It's a pretty simple recipe, and I think it'll be a good breakfast and maybe a snack thing. So let's get going with that. Alright, so here's the ingredients for our banana muffins. Need a cup and a half of flour, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 3 bananas, an egg, a teaspoon each of baking powder and baking soda, a little salt, and a little oil. Now the first thing you want to do is mash up your bananas, and so I've just kind of broken them up in a bowl, and I'm just going to use a mashed potato masher because that works pretty well for me. Alright, so the recipe says next to add the oil, the slightly beaten egg, and the sugar. So I'm going to beat the egg a little bit here, and then we're going to mix in the sugar. And we'll just mix that together a little bit more. And we're going to mix that in with the eggs. We'll mash that all together a little bit more. Alright, so what I've done now is I've mixed in my dry ingredients, which in this case are the flour, the baking soda, the baking powder, and the salt. And I'm just kind of letting it mix together in the mixer real nice. It does say it will be a little bit lumpy, and that's mainly because of the bananas in there. And as that happens, I'm going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Now I got in there a little bit with a rubber scraper just to make sure I got all the flour and the dry materials off the side, just because you want to make sure everything mixes together. You don't want to have any raw flour in there. Alright, now the recipe says you can actually just put the batter into into greased muffin tins. I actually prefer to use little cupcake paper cups here to do that. It just makes it easier to clean up. Sometimes even if you grease them in the tin, it gets a little hard to get them out of there. So it's just a preference thing. If you don't have a problem doing a little bit of cleanup at the end, you can do it the way the recipe says. This is just kind of my own thing. And then next we're just going to scoop in a spoonful or so into each of the cups. And I'm not really sure how much it's going to take, so I'm going to do 1 spoonful at a time, and then we'll come back and augment as needed. And then into the oven at 400 degrees for 15 minutes. All right, 15 minutes later, let's take these things out. Oh yeah, those look good. Put them there on the counter for a little while. Let's turn off the oven. I'm just gonna let those cool for a little bit. Those look yummy though, don't they? All right, taste test time. I've already peeled it out of the wrapper, put a little bit of butter on it just for flavor. And let's try it, see if it's any good. Yeah, really good. Good pumpkin-y flavor, nice and moist. Yeah, no complaints at all. This was a good one. It's really delicate too, you know. Sometimes you get them, they're a little bit more chewy, but this is really tasty. Good choice. Glad I did this. This will be a good thing for like snacks in the evening, and it'll also be a good breakfast meal. So yeah, this was good. Hopefully we'll get back to doing some more Instant Pot recipes before too long here. But yeah, I'm glad I did this one. So anyway, I got one thing I want to say here before we check out for the day. I know I kind of asked a bunch of people to send me Instant Pot recipes. I've had a couple people that have sent recipes where it's a video of somebody else doing it. If there's a video of somebody else doing it, I don't really want to reinvent the wheel. It may be a really good recipe, and I'll admit I kind of broke that rule a little bit with the mac and cheese, but I kind of want to be the one that's doing, you know, the only recipe, you know, the only version of this recipe on Instant Pot on video. So if you got one that's already on video, you know, somebody else has done it, I'll probably end up rejecting that one. But if you have just written recipes or even something you found online, that's really the kind of thing I'm looking for. So be sure to continue sending in those Instant Pot recipes, and also your just regular recipes. Like I said, this is just a regular recipe that Diane Miller sent to us. So, you know, it doesn't have to be an Instant Pot. I am focusing on those a little bit right now, but send both of them to escapingthemouse@gmail.com. And other than that, I think we're done for the day. I don't want to fill up on too many of these because I think I'm going to have some mac and cheese for dinner. But that is all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.